Welcome back, everyone, to another quiet, grounded, and hard-working morning in our peaceful countryside village. As the early morning mist slowly clears from the green, terraced hills and the soft, golden sunlight spreads gently across our small homestead, I want to thank every single viewer watching from all around the world for joining us again today. Your continued love, warm thoughts, beautiful messages, and genuine encouragement mean the absolute world to my baby and me. They give us the physical strength, emotional balance, and deep motivation required to embrace the demanding daily labor of rural off-grid living with joy, peace, and purpose. Living far away from the conveniences of modern urban infrastructure means that every single day is a conscious commitment to self-reliance, physical exertion, and natural harmony. The early morning hours in our village are always the most precious and productive time of the entire day. Long before the heavy heat sets in over the valley, the air is crisp, cool, and filled with the rich, earthy fragrance of wet soil, mountain flora, and wild forest trees. This quiet window of time is dedicated to tending our immediate soil and taking care of our homestead's essential needs. Today began with preparing and maintaining our small backyard vegetable plot. A well-cultivated garden is the very core of our household's daily nutrition, providing us with clean, chemical-free produce that sustains our health throughout the changing seasons. Working low to the damp earth, I spent hours undertaking the heavy task of hand-tilling and weeding. Over time, wild grasses, aggressive weeds, and creeping vines naturally attempt to overtake the cultivated beds, competing directly with our young crop seedlings for vital soil nutrients, sunlight, and moisture. Carrying my iron hand hoe, I methodically worked my way through every row of the plot. I swung the heavy tool into the compacted soil, turning over dense clods of dirt, chopping them down into a fine, aerated texture, and manually pulling up deep, stubborn root systems. Tilling heavy clay-rich soil under the increasing morning heat demands continuous physical endurance, core stability, and steady pacing. Yet seeing the ground transform from an overgrown patch of wild weeds into a smooth, dark, and perfectly aerated nursery bed brings an indescribable sense of accomplishment. Taking proper care of our immediate plot ensures that our family remains self-sufficient and nourished by the raw gifts of the earth. After completing the strenuous physical work in the vegetable garden, I returned to our home's primary water setup located just beside our wooden house. Access to fresh, flowing water is the lifeblood of any rural homestead. Our water system relies on natural mountain spring water that flows continuously from higher up the mountain through a series of elevated, interlocked bamboo pipes into a clean collection point right in our yard. The cool, pristine spring water splashes softly against the bamboo troughs, creating a peaceful, rhythmic sound that echoes through the surrounding greenery. Feeling exhausted and covered in dust from the hours spent tilling the dry garden soil, I took a well-deserved pause to refresh myself. I undid my hair, let the cool, crystal-clear mountain water run over my hands and face, and washed away the sweat and grime of the morning's labor. Washing under a natural spring stream in the open air brings a deep, immediate sense of physical revitalization and mental clarity. It is a quiet, meditative moment of relief that resets the mind and prepares the body before taking on the next, even more demanding phase of the day's outdoor tasks. With our morning domestic chores and garden maintenance fully complete, it was time to transition into the most adventurous and physically intense part of our day, venturing deep into the wild bamboo forest to forage for valuable seasonal bamboo shoots. Foraging in the mountains is an essential seasonal practice in our region. Wild bamboo shoots are not only a delicious, highly nutritious culinary delicacy packed with natural vitamins, but they also serve as a crucial cash commodity that can be sold at the local market to generate income for our household's necessary expenses. Before setting off toward the high forest trails, My absolute top priority was preparing my young child for the journey. In our traditional mountain culture, mothers carry their babies with them through every farm, chore, forest trek, and heavy task. Carrying a child into a wild, overgrown environment requires extreme caution, balance, and maternal care. I took a long, strong piece of traditional woven cloth wrapper, positioning my baby gently against my back. With practiced, precise movements, I wrapped the soft yet durable fabric firmly around his body and across my shoulders, tying a secure double knot around my waist. I checked every fold to ensure his head and back were fully supported, his limbs were comfortable, and he was completely shielded from cold mountain drafts. Feeling his soft warmth and steady breathing against my back gives me an unshakable sense of comfort and purpose, turning heavy physical burdens into a shared journey of love. Equipped with our sturdy, hand-woven bamboo back basket and a sharp iron digging tool, we stepped off the cleared land of our homestead and began our ascent up the steep, overgrown mountain trail leading into the forest. The path leading into the high bamboo groves is steep, narrow, and treacherous. The ground is covered in loose, damp leaves, exposed tree roots, and slick mud that demand complete focus and steady footing with every single step. Navigating this terrain while carrying both the physical weight of a growing child on your back and an iron tool in your hand requires incredible leg strength, balance, and physical stamina. As we pushed further upward, the bright open sunlight gradually faded, replaced by the cool, emerald green canopy of the dense bamboo forest. Towering bamboo stalks reached dozens of feet into the sky, swaying gently in the high mountain wind and creating a rhythmic creaking sound that resonated throughout the quiet woods. The air inside the deep bamboo grove was noticeably cooler, filled with the rich damp smell of decaying leaf litter and rich forest humus. This unique microclimate is the perfect natural habitat for wild, sweet bamboo shoots to thrive. Finding high-quality bamboo shoots beneath the thick forest floor is an art form that requires deep patience, environmental knowledge, and a trained eye. Early in the growing season, fresh shoots do not simply stand out in plain sight. They remain mostly buried beneath layers of fallen bamboo leaves and compacted topsoil. I walked slowly beneath the dense canopy, scanning the base of mature bamboo clusters for subtle signs of growth, a small crack in the dry earth,
a slight bulge in the leaf cover, or the tiny,
pointed tip of a pale green husk breaking through the soil surface. After a steady, deliberate search through the grove, I spotted several promising mounds at the base of a massive ancient bamboo stand. Kneeling carefully on the damp forest floor, ensuring my baby remained resting comfortably and undisturbed on my back, I began clearing away the top layer of leaves with my hands to expose the shoot beneath. There, embedded deep within the rich earth, was a massive, healthy bamboo shoot, its thick, pale husk packed with moisture and natural sweetness. Digging out a wild bamboo shoot is a physically demanding process that must be executed with technical precision. You cannot simply pull or wrench the shoot out of the ground, as doing so will crush the tender interior flesh or tear it away from the base, ruining its quality and market value. Using my heavy iron digging hoe, I carefully excavated the packed soil all around the perimeter of the shoot, digging several inches deep to expose the subterranean junction where the shoot connects to the main underground bamboo rhizome system. Once the subterranean base was fully exposed, I positioned the sharp edge of the iron tool precisely at the connecting joint.
applying a sudden, firm, and controlled burst of physical leverage, I severed the thick shoot cleanly from the root network.
A satisfying crisp snap echoed through the quiet forest as the shoot separated from the earth. I lifted the heavy, freshly dug shoot into my hands, brushing away the loose, damp soil to reveal its pristine, heavy structure. Freshly harvested wild bamboo shoots are remarkably heavy, dense with sweet natural juices that make them a prized ingredient for traditional soups, stews, and stir-fries. One by one, I continued this laborious process throughout the bamboo grove, searching, clearing, digging, and severing fresh shoots from the earth. Every single shoot required continuous physical effort, bending low, swinging the iron tool into hard root-filled dirt, lifting heavy soil, and carefully placing the harvest into our woven-back basket. As the time passed, the weight inside the basket began to accumulate rapidly. What started as a light container slowly transformed into a heavy, substantial load, pressing firmly against my shoulders and back. Navigating the forest with a full, heavy basket on your back alongside a child on your chest requires total harmony between body and mind. You learn to listen to your breathing, adjust your center of gravity, and take slow, deliberate steps across the slippery mountain slope.